I guess if the father is in their life and stuff, that is kind of a turn on to a woman. Like,
Huh?
look at him taking care of his kid. Let
Is
me
it?
get him some. Yeah.
That's what they say.
I think it's attractive. If I see a man out like with his kids, like at the grocery store or at the zoo or picking them up from school or something, I think that is so attractive. Let me ask you a question.
Man, see, I've been taking my daughter to the grocery store.
No, I think that's so attractive. Like, it's attractive as hell to me. Like, I think every woman probably feels like that because it's rare to see men in their kids'
Wait.
It's rare.
So it's more of a turn on for you to see a dude taking care of his kid than a dude with no kid?
Yep.
You could have gone anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the AlphaSphere. Welcome to the AlphaSphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
You got to be a strong man to be able to have a strong woman. Men aren't always comfortable being with a strong woman because it forces them to have to, whether it's level up or be held accountable for their shit. When you have a woman who like confident and, you know, she's got all her shit laid out, it's like, you got to come correct because shit, you got a top-notch bitch. So at any given moment, you want a woman that adds a little pressure. You want a woman that's worth losing. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of men. Men always want to be the prize. They don't want their woman to be the prize. They don't. So if you have a woman that you feel like is worth, like that you would not want to risk losing, I feel like you're gonna respect and go that much harder for your woman. But if you feel like I'd be straight if I lost my bitch, then you kind of like I know she ain't going nowhere, right. I can find a just better than her, then it's like you gonna move differently.
I always said that I want someone that I'm scared to lose.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the only way that the respect stays there.
Yeah.
You with a woman and you done dogged and dragged this
yeah.
forever, you're not gonna respect her. I'll have conversations with women, they'll be like, man, I've been with this man for 10 years and I've been wanting to get married and I wanted this, and you done had all these kids for this man, and then y'all break up and then he gets with a woman and marries her immediately. So I feel like that's because he felt that he had to do what he needed to do to get her, but he didn't have to do that over there. Men are gonna do what you allow. Men are gonna level up for the woman they want to level up for. Yeah. But you also have to be in a place to receive the blessings. You can't say you want, you know, wifey material and then you're not really giving off husband material. It don't really work that way. So if you want some bullshit, you can't really expect to have, you know, this sacred space or, you know, this sacred relationship. You're not gonna have that because you on it. You can't, you're not gonna have what you truly want until you're ready to put in the work to get what you want and be able to receive what you need.
If a woman's submission is based on a man's leadership, then what is his ability to lead based on? Trip?
His ability to submit. I think we've already established a tone in this conversation. I think in order to be an effective leader, you need to know when to move out the way.
Now I want y'all to think about what he's saying. He's saying a man's ability to lead is based on his ability to submit. Not just submit to anybody, submit to his woman. Your ability to lead is based on your ability to submit. Now we're going to hear how a man who is not in a position to lead can be influenced to believe that position is a positive position by the woman in his life. But let's keep listening to this. Now I want you to look at the women's response. Anytime you say something and women respond like this, you're talking like a female.
Because, you know, and it's not to refute what anybody else is saying, but I don't think it's always the man who has the vision in a relationship, and I don't think it's always him that's supposed to. If let's say my lady is a lawyer, she pulling in 150 a year. The vision is clear. We're gonna need a few more years of what you got going on before we start talking about who I'm supposed to be and what I got going on. And if I
That's the society we've moved into. with these career women, we moved into a society where no man who's really getting money wants a career woman. Man, listen, for every man who's getting money that got a career woman, all his homies are going to avoid a career woman because they see what kind of relationship it put him in. A woman who's competing with you on everything. Like, this is what the 50-50 relationship is, the competition between the man and his wife. You see what I'm saying? The only way that you could be in this situation is if you ain't getting no money and your woman make more money than you. No matter, everything he said had to be chased right back around and funneled right back around into what? She make more money. She make more money. Well, the problem is a man who makes $250,000 don't really care about a woman making $150,000. He may care about a woman making $750,000, but where you gonna meet that woman at? You know what I'm saying? In regular professions, that woman is rare. And even in entertainment and sports, that woman is rare. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it and you say to yourself, what would make a man think this? It's a man who has accepted the fact that his best possibility to live the life he wants is to find a woman who is making more money than him and become her wife. This man is talking like a wife. This is what a wife traditionally said. The husband traditionally went out and made the $150K or made whatever he had to make to sustain the lifestyle. And then the woman was at home saying, I'm going to do whatever this man needs me to do in order to benefit the process of his progress. This man is anti-alpha. He's anti-us. He believes that you should put yourself in a situation willingly where you got to be a woman wife. And let me tell you something else. When you hear this man talk, let me tell you one major difference you could tell between a man who got his tail tucked between his legs from his interaction with his woman and a man who doesn't. Listen how soft-spoken this man is. And I don't know this man from a can of paint, but I'm listening to what he's saying and the way he's articulating it and the tonation of his voice, the tonality, the volume, all of those things. This is a man who truly believes that it is okay to be in a position of servitude and submit to your woman. Let's finish this, man.
I need to lead by moving out of her way so she can accomplish some things to better us. Then I need to be strong enough to do that.
Ooh. See, here's the thing about us. If the woman is the breadwinner, it ain't never no us in her mind. Don't let no fool like this mislead you, man. If you fall back and let your woman be the breadwinner and lead the situation, she will never respect you. Yes, she will appreciate you getting the hell out the way and letting her focus on her and you focusing on her and helping her along. Yes, she will appreciate that because it makes her life easier. She only appreciates what makes her life easier. That's if she's a stay-at-home mom or if she's a career woman. A woman only appreciates, she only truly appreciates the things that make her life easier. Even when it comes down to you being the man that scratched that itch when she get that itch. If that itch is causing her to not be able to focus on work and do all of that, man, listen, she will drop it off to you in the car, in the parking lot at your job. She will drop it off to you outside at your house. She will drop it off to you in the bathroom at the gym. She will drop it off. She would tell you come pick it up from her office in the bathroom. She would tell you come pick it up from her office in her office. She would tell you to come pick it up from her office in the break room. She would tell you to come pick it up from her office in the parking lot. Hey, man, you could be walking in the park. She would tell you to come pick it up, come get it. Let me put it on you right here in this Porto Potty. I'm telling you, not what I seen, not what I heard. I'm telling you what I've lived, homies. And then she goes back about her day feeling refreshed with that pressure off of her. And she goes out so she could try to conquer the world again. I'm telling y'all what's real. A woman would never respect you being in this position. A woman is inclined to want to follow a man, but she's only going to follow a man who's in a superior position based on what she values. A woman who values her career. And listen, there are women who value education over the money. There's a woman who would rather be with a man who makes less than you if he has 2 degrees. So if you make $300,000 a year, that one, and you don't have a degree, that woman would rather be with a man who makes $100,000 a year, but who has multiple degrees and who can put those degrees on his wall and who is a member of some fraternity from college. Man, I'm telling you, you have to be superior in the way that the woman values if you want to be in a position of power in a relationship. You have to. You can't have a woman who's superior to you in the way that she values most, unless you're just gonna knock her down. I'm talking about if you want to be in a relationship now. You can't do that. The relationship dynamic is not going to be the way you want it to be as a man. It's never going to work out that way. It's never going to work out that way. You understand? Man, listen, the way I view, and here's what you got to do. You got to remember. You got to remember this. Always remember this. Never be impressed. Pimp rule, pimp principle, number 6. Never be impressed by a woman's material possessions, because she will spend all of her money to look like money. She don't care nothing about the money. She wants to look like money. So a woman may be driving this and wearing this and living here, and then you go to her crib and you realize she ain't got no food in the refrigerator. What's her excuse? Well, I just eat out all the time. I be blah, blah, blah. Again, trying to look rich, eating out all the time. Never be impressed with her material possessions. Because if you play big money, take little bank, with the majority of these women you see with all these material possessions, they don't have no paper nowhere. They ain't got no paper, no investments. They ain't got no paper, no real estate. They ain't got no paper in the mattress. They ain't got no paper, no safe in the wall. They got a whole bunch of stuff. And they make good money. I'm talking about women who make good money, man. There's women out here who are lawyers who make $150,000 a year, who still live in check to check. They still live in check to check. But it's easy to live check to check when you know you got enough money coming in next month to catch you up on everything. But they're living check to check. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a bunch of women out here who make good money who still live like they don't make good money. So never look at her material possessions and say, man, that's a woman. That boy, I need her, boy. Man, she got that money. If you ain't seen her bank account, don't tell me, man, she got no money. Cause I know a bunch of people, man, who ain't got no money, who look like they got money. I know a bunch of people, man, driving around. I know some rap cats driving around in Lamborghinis, man, driving around in Porsche trucks, man, and Bentley trucks, man. Man, boy ain't got, man, $50,000 to his name, driving around all them expensive cars, all that jewelry. I'm telling you, man, you gotta understand that these principles will help you from getting caught up with the wrong woman. And by the wrong woman, I mean the woman that you're gonna respond to in such a way that's gonna put you in a bad position. Don't do it to yourself, homie.
So I think a lot of men lead from an egotistical place where it's about what I want, not about what we need.
What you want and what you need is to be in a position of power in your relationship. That's what you want and what you need. See, he's a young guy. I'm talking to y'all from an OG perspective. I grew up with a lot of homies, man, who dad was in a sucker position. You understand? Not necessarily with their mama, but with his wife. Sometimes it was their mama, sometimes it was the next woman. Sucker situation, beta male situation. See, if the woman is the breadwinner and you fall back and stop focusing on everything, then the house is in her name. The cars are in her name. You ever seen a man with a woman and she driving the coldest drop top you ever seen in your life, and he driving some old Chevy truck? Now the old Chevy truck kind of clean, but he driving some old Chevy truck. And every time he see the new Chevy Silverado, he looking at it like a kid, telling me, that's my car. I'm gonna get me one of them one day, boy. I want to get me one of them. I'm gonna talk to the wife about it. If you're a man and before you do something, you got to say, let me go talk to my wife about it, you're in a bad situation. I know in this modern world, you're told that you're supposed to discuss things with your wife, but there are men out here who are the breadwinner 50 times over, still got to go discuss things with their wife. Man, I'm not finna discuss nothing with no woman that I'm finna do. The same way I was the man of the house, man, before she got there and I did what I want to do, I'm still gonna do that. Remember, if you don't have a world of your own, you got to move into the woman's world like this guy's talking about. Now, I will say this. If you're in that situation and your woman is the breadwinner, listen to everything he said. He's telling you how to make that work. But if you're not in that situation and you don't want to be in it, get your ass on your grind. So you ain't got to be in that situation. Because if you got any alpha in you, man, you got any masculinity at all, bro, you're going to lose it in a situation like that. It's going to be gone. Notice the first word this guy said is submit. you lead by submitting? Find me any example of leadership. I'm talking about in the real world, not in some 50-50 relationship. Find me an example of leadership where the leader submitted. The leader doesn't fall back and submit. The leader calls the troops and say, okay, you got a better shot over there. You take that one out. Oh, man. You never want to be in a situation where you have to acquiesce to the demands of a woman because she'll never respect you. If you want a woman's respect, don't put yourself in the situation this dude is talking about. Because you could live in a good house and you could do things you probably couldn't ever do. You can go on trips you can't afford. You can live in a house you can't afford. But that shit's not manly. A man want to be able to afford his life. A man want to be able to sponsor his own life. A man want to be able to plant the foundation, to build a foundation and plant the seed to grow his own fortune. He want to be able to do his own thing. A man don't want to live a life he can't afford. A man don't want to be in a situation where he got to acquiesce to somebody else's demands in order to live the life he want to live. You already got to do that at work. You may tell me you leave work with a boss and go home to another boss. Never value a woman's material possession so much that you're willing to put her in a winning position in your life, a position of power.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just